Hello, dear students. Welcome back to another session on the microcontroller lab. Okay, so in this today's session, we are going to discuss about the two programs. Okay, that is first is the addition of numbers from 1 to 10. Okay, and the factorial. We'll consider these two examples in today's session. Okay, so as in the previous video I have already told you about the kill microvision, how to the steps to create a file and debug and all those things. So in today's session we'll skip that part and just write the program and execute that. Before that we'll just understand how this program works. Okay, so in this program, as you can see, that there is an instruction that is move r0 comma hash 10. What this instruction does is it will store the number 10 in register r0. Okay, and in turn store the same number in register r1. Now why 10 is because we need the sum. Okay, sum of 10 numbers, so we are taking 10. If you need if you want to calculate the sum of 15 numbers, you can write 15 here. Okay, so r1, when you move the register, that is the r0 into r1, that is now the r1 will be 10. Okay, so r1 in our case, in this example, will act as the count of the register. Okay, so next, rpt is nothing but it is a loop. Okay, so what is the count of this loop? It is 10. So in the first case, that is in the next the following instruction after this loop label is subs r1 comma r1 comma hash 1. So what does this instruction do? It will decrement the counter. Now what is the counter? Counter is a r1, that is 10. So decrement the counter means it will subtract, that is r1 from 1 from r1, that is 10 minus 9. Okay, so it will, what will happen here is the r1 will become 10 minus 1, so that is equal to 9. So r1 will be 9 in this case. Now it will decrement by 1. Okay, next this is compared, r1, that is the value of 9, is compared with 0 if it is equal to 0 or what. If it is equal to 0, then BEQ stop, this instruction indicates that branch is equal to 0, then it will stop the execution, it will stop the loop. Okay, in our case right now it is not 0, so therefore it will move on to the next instruction, that is add r3 comma r0 comma r1. So what is this instruction doing is it is adding r0 and r1. So what is our r0? R0 is 10 and it is adding with r1. R1 will be 9. So what is the sum? That is equal to 19. So this 19 is moved into r3. Okay, so r3 will become now 19 and the same thing will be moved into r0. Okay, so this is one of our loop out of 10 loops because the count value is 10. Okay, so the this is the one of the loop. Next, when r0 now what we got the r0 value as? We got the r0 value as 19. Okay, this r0 value, that is 19. Okay, it will be checked in this loop. Now branch to the loop if not equal to 0. Okay, now the branch has the loop that is the count has not reached 0, right? The count is 9. Okay, so if if the count will be equal to 0, then this instruction, that is BNE, okay, will it will come out of the loop. It will not it will come out of the loop, that it will stop the execution. Okay, now because it is not equal to 0, branch not equal. Okay, so it is not equal to 0, it will go to repeat, that is it will loop it again. What happens is again it will come to this instruction. Here what happens in this instruction? Subtract r1 comma r1 comma hash 1, it will decrement the counter, that is R1 was 9, it will decrement it to 8. Okay, so the same step will continue 10 times and the result will be the sum of 10 numbers. So here it is summarized. Okay, so what is the initial contents before the of R0 and R1 before the loop? R0 was 10, R1 was 10 and R3 was 0. That was there was no addition after entering the loop. Okay, so this is the first count. Okay, count is 1. Okay, now this is the first count. After entering the loop, that means a count has started. Okay, so R1 will be decremented. Okay, R1 will be 9, so R0 will be what according to our instruction, that is R0 will be nothing but R3, right? So R3 is nothing but R0 plus R1, so that it will be 19. Oh, okay, so the 19 hexadecimal value is 13. Okay, so in the next instruction again what happens is the loop will be repeated, that is in the count 2 R1 will be decrement. Okay, so this is the this is not the count 1, this is count 1, this is count 1, this is count 2. In the count 2 R1 will be equal to 9, like that. Okay, this is the count 3. In count 3 what will happen? R1 will be 8, R0 will be what? Sum of R0 the R3 and R0. So R3 was 19, 19 plus 8 will be 27. The same 27 will be moved to R0. Okay, the hexadecimal number is 1B. Okay, next again the loop will continue, that is the count, and in the count 4 what will happen? That counter is decremented, it will be 7. So what will be R3? R3 will be what? R0 plus R7. Okay, R0 plus R7 will be R3. The same will be put into R0. Okay, the same thing again will occur in the next count, that is count 5. In count 5 what will happen is R1 will be decremented to from 7 to 6. Okay, and then R3. Okay, so this is R3. Okay, here this is all R3. This is R0. All right, now R3, here we were, so R3 will be equal to R0 plus R1 plus R3, so that is equal to 40. So 40 is again transferred to R0. So similarly it will go on continue till you arrive at R1 equal to 1. Okay, in R1 equal to 1 what will happen? R3 will be equal to R0 plus R1. Okay, so R3 will be equal to R0 plus R1, that is equal to 55. In the next state when you go, then you encounter this equation, that is subtract R1 then R1 comma R1 comma 1, that means 1 minus 1, that will be R1 will become 0. Okay, when it will be becoming 0, then this instruction will compare it R1 with 0. If it is equal, then branch will be equal, then it will be stop and end the program. Now we'll copy this program and paste it in our editor program. Okay, sorry, in the Keil Microvision, to see the execution of this program. Alright, so this is a Keil Microvision. You first have to create a project. Okay, so this is experiment 2. Select the NXP Semiconductors LPC2148. Click OK. okay, say no to this. Okay, so go to file, new, and here you have to write the program. I'll just copy paste this, and next is save this. Okay, and save it with the .asm extension. This is experiment 2 .asm. Save it, and then you have to add it to this source group, add files to project, search for .asm files, add it. Okay, after adding, close this. Okay, expand this to check whether it has been added. Okay, so it has been added. So proceed for the next step, that is debug and proceed to the build. Okay, so translate build. So here you can see that there are errors in our program. Okay, so what is the error? Unknown opcode add 1 to 10. Okay, so here this occurs because of this alignment. You just have to press tab and move it to the center. Okay, so that all the instructions and all this area is an assembler directive. Okay, which signifies that this area is code depending on whatever you write. If you write data, this will treat this as the data. The processor will treat this as a data. Okay, this is nothing but add 1 to 10 is the name of the program. Okay, so save it again, do the steps again. Now you can see that the error has been removed. Okay, now proceed for the simulation, that is stop debug session. This will be okay, fine. When you do that, you get the register content here, and then we'll run this as a stepwise. Okay, so the first step, as you can see that the first step, the R0 contents will be A. Okay, so R0 is 10. 10 means in decimal, hexadecimal A. Okay, next, in the next step, okay, R1 will be also A, R0 R1 A, R0 R1 A, and what is R3? R3 will be 0. Okay, so in the next step, okay, R1 will become 9. As you can see here, R1 is 9. What will be R3? R3 is still 9. It has to go for addition. So R3 will be 13. Okay, 13 in hexadecimal. So it has, the processor has completed this instruction. Okay, this loop, one loop it has completed. Okay, in the next loop, okay, you can see that R0 is 13. Okay, what do you mean by 13? 13 means 19 only. Okay, R0 is 19. Okay, R1 is still 9. R1 has decremented. Okay, so here R1 is decremented. R1 is 8. Okay, now R3 will be addition of R1 and R0. Okay, so that is equal to 1B. Okay, you can see that. So what is R3? R3 is equal to 1B. R3 is equal to 1B. So hence, like that it will go on continuing. Okay, we'll step over. Okay, so what is the final answer? That is we'll execute it. So this is the final answer. We'll stop, we'll run and we'll stop that. Okay, so what will be the final answer? The final answer will be 37. Okay, as we have calculated, it is 37. Okay, so this is nothing but the 37, that is nothing but the addition of the numbers from 1 to 10. For your understanding, clear understanding, I'll just do it again in the calculator. Okay, clear all. So addition of 10 numbers from 1 to 10: 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9. Okay, that is equal to 45 plus 10, so that is equal to 55. In hexadecimal this will be 37. That is this answer. Okay, so this is the first that is a second experiment. Okay, the next experiment, that is the factorial of 7. Okay, so yeah, this is the program to find the factorial of 7. Okay, we have considered the example of the 7 factorial. We take the number 7 as 7, that is n equal to 7. Okay, so the result is stored in R0 or R3 register. That is the factorial of 7 is in decimal it is 5040, in hexadecimal it is 13B0. Okay, now you have to set a breakpoint at no operation instruction, run the program and check the result. Okay, we'll do this, we'll consider this in during the execution part. Okay, for now you don't worry about that. This is not required, we can delete this, export main. Okay, now area factorial code read only. Area indicates it is a assembler directive. That means it is an idea, it is giving an idea for the assembler, that is your the software which runs this microprocessor program is called as an assembler. Okay, so it tells that this area is code area and the name of the code is factorial. Okay, and this code is only read only. No other person apart from you can make changes, so it is called as a read only. Okay, you cannot edit this. Okay, anybody cannot come and edit this. That is called as a read only. Okay, move R, we'll begin with the program. Move R0 comma 7. That means what? R0 you are loading with the number, okay, which you are finding the factorial. The same number you are moving into R1 because your R1 is acting as a counter, okay, for this loop. What is the loop? That is FACT, that is fact is the loop. Okay, so in the first step what you are doing, you are decrementing the counter. Okay, you are decrementing the counter. Fine. Next you are comparing whether the counter has reached 1. Okay, if it is reached 1, then BEQ will check, that is branch is equal, and it will stop. Okay, right now R1 is what? R1 is 7, it has been decremented, that means R1 is equal to 6. So 6 is not equal to that is not equal to 1. Okay, that is comparison is not equal to 1. So it will come to the next instruction, that is MUL R3 R0 comma R1. So what will this instruction do? R0 and R1 are multiplied. So R0 is what? R0 is 7 and it is multiplied with 6, that is R1, that is the result is 42. Now this 42 will be stored in R0. Okay, sorry, R3. In this instruction it is R3. Next the same result will be put into R0. Okay, so the R0 will be 42 now. All right, now it will come come to this instruction, that is branch not equal fact. Now branch is not equal because R1 has not reached 0. Okay, if it has reached 0, the counter has count has reached 0, then this will be branch will be branch not equal, branch will be equal, then it will be coming out of this loop. Okay, so branch is not equal now, so therefore it will go to fact. Okay, that is this again, it will the loop will repeat. Okay, now in the next loop, R1 is again decremented. R1 will become 5. Compare 5 with 1, then branch will not be equal. Therefore again go to multiply instruction. Next instruction, MUL 5 is R1, R1 is 5, and R0 is what? R0 was 42. Okay, 5 into 42, 210. Okay, that will be stored in R3, and R3 will be stored in R0, that is R0 will become 210 now. So this will repeat until R1 will become 1. When R1 will become 1, it will be decremented, that means it will continue till R1 is equal to 2. So in this instruction, 2 is subtracted by 1, that is again 2 is decremented, so it will become 1. So R1 is compared with 1, then it will be equal, then it will be stopping. Okay, the same thing is summarized here. Okay, as you can see that initially the contents of register R1 and R0 are 7 and 7. Okay, after entering the loop, R1 will be decremented, that is subtraction instruction. So R0 will be 7, R3 will be what? R1 into R0, 6 into 7, that is 42. Okay, so in decimal it is 42, in hexadecimal it is 2a. What is next in the loop? In the next iteration of the loop, R1 will be 5, R0 will be 42, R3 will be what? 5 into 42. Okay, that is R3 is equal to R1 into R0. Okay, so you get the answer as 210. In hexadecimal it will be D2. In the next iteration again, R1 will be 4, R0 will be 210, R3 will be 4 into 210, that is equal to 840, hexadecimal it is 348. Okay, R1 in the next loop, iteration of the loop again, R1 equal to 3, R0 equal to 840. Okay, that is this one. Okay, that is next R3 will be what? Updated value of R3 will be R1 into R0, that is 3 into 840. Okay, that is 2520. Okay, next in the next count, that is R1 will be 2, R0 will be 2520, R3 will be this one. Okay, next in the next count, R1 will become 1. Okay, that is subtract instruction. Okay, so in this subtract instruction it will be compared with 1 and it will stop. Okay, so you can see that the count is 7. Okay, here how many counts have happened? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this initially it has to enter the loop, right? That is also counted as first iteration of the loop. Okay, so 7 iterations of the loops have happened. Okay, to get the result of factorial 7. Okay, the same thing will execute here to check whether it will give the same answer as we have calculated. Okay, so we'll end this session, previous session. Go to project, new project, experiment 3. Okay, save it, find your device, okay, say no to this, go to file, create new project. Okay, align this to center along with these instructions. Okay, save it using a .asm instruction, expp3.asm, save, add files to this group, right click on this, add files to group, search for .asm file, add it and close it. Your file has been added here. Okay, next is you have to translate, build and rebuild all. Okay, for simplicity, instead of going to project and doing those things, you just can use these icons. Okay, so this is it. Next, you find that there are no errors or warnings. proceed for the next step, that is debug. Go to debug, start or stop debug, ignore this, click OK, and you have your results are over here with the register contents, that is assembly. If you wish to go step by step. Okay, now here you have to insert set a breakpoint at NOP instruction. Okay, at NOP, where is the NOP instruction? There you have to set a breakpoint. Go to debug and insert or remove a breakpoint. Now you can do this by pressing F9 also. Okay, now by pressing the F9 you have you can insert it. This is the indication that there is a breakpoint here. You don't want a breakpoint here, so you just have to press F9 to delete that. Okay, okay, so when you press F9 twice, then it will go. Okay, so first no operation instruction is here. Okay, so you just you have to press a function F9 to insert a breakpoint there. Okay, you have inserted a breakpoint. Next you just have to run this. Okay, oh my god, I'm very sorry, I have pasted the same old file only, addition file. This is the factorial file. We'll stop the debug session. Okay, you paste the factorial, or you in exam you have to write it. Okay, save it. Okay, so experiment 3 is saved with the factorial instruction. Now debug, start or stop debug. Okay, okay, set a breakpoint at no operation instruction. Go to no operation, first no operation instruction and function F9. Okay, this will put a breakpoint there. Okay, now save it and go to debug, start or stop debug session. Now there is a breakpoint here, so it is so the problem is occurring. So remove the breakpoint before no operation instruction. At only the no operation instruction there should be a breakpoint. Okay, now you run it. I'm very sorry, that is taking the same experiment. Okay, so we have to create a new experiment. Okay, we'll end this one and we'll do it again. Go to project, new microvision project. Okay, exp, will give the name as exp. Okay, save it in xp LPC 2148. Okay, no file, new factorial, save it, the .exp ASM instruction, save, right click, add files to group, .asm exp, find your exp.asm. Find your project, that is exp3. right. So next is debug, start or stop debug session. Okay. And there is some issue. Remove this file. You save this again. Do the save as exp3.asm. Add files to group. Find AS3 and close it. Project. Build. As you can see, there is no error. Start or stop debug session. Okay. And you set a breakpoint. Function F9 inserts a breakpoint. Okay, run it, and you can see that the result is 13B0 as we have calculated, that is 13B0. Okay, you can also calculate the factorial in this way, that is factorial is just the multiplication of the numbers okay, that is in the descending order. Okay, that is the number is 7 here in our case, so clear all. So 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, that is equal to 13B0. That is the result. Okay, we had some hiccups at the saving the programs and all. It should not happen because we have already done few programs earlier. Okay, so this is the way the logic of programs that is experiment 2 and 3 go. Okay, so in the next section we'll be discussing about the following programs of say for example the array of addition of array of numbers. Okay, that's it for today's class. Thank you.